Good morning, class. I am Pems Imelda A. Viciano, student of PSOCC Batch 2006-01, and formerly assigned at Zambales Police Provincial Office as Chief Clerk of Provincial Plans and Program Unit. Today we are going to discuss about the Republic Act number 11313, or the Safe Spaces Act, also known as the Bawal Bastos Law. At the end of this lesson, we will be able to identify and explain the core objective, scope, and different categories of gender-based sexual harassment, or GBSH, in public spaces under Republic Act number 11313. Analyze real-world scenarios to accurately classify acts of public harassment. Value the importance of creating a culture of mutual respect and promoting safe public and online environments. This law was signed on April 17, 2019 to address persistent issues of harassment, and its implementing rules and regulations were approved shortly after in October 2019. What is the main goal here? Simply put, this law aims to address gaps in equality and security, ensuring that both men and women feel safe in public and private spaces. Everyone deserves respect and everyone deserves a safe space. The Philippine Safety Spaces Act serves two main purposes. This is to protect potential victims from harassment and to ensure that perpetrators are held accountable and to face appropriate legal penalties. What does it cover? The law is comprehensive. It covers gender-based sexual harassment in public space, educational and training institutions, the workplace, and even online spaces. Let us now define what is the gender-based sexual harassment. Gender-based sexual harassment, it refers to unwanted and uninvited sexual actions or remarks directed at a person regardless of the motive behind the act. Under this law, public spaces are broadly defined. This includes streets, alleys, public transport like jeepneys, and up-based vehicles. The recreational areas such as malls, cinemas, bars, and resorts. Essentially, any place accessible to the public is covered. To discuss more about this topic, may I call Pems Harold Buena.
Good morning. I'm Police Executive Master Sergeant Buena, student of PSOCC 2026-01-Alpha, formerly assigned at Zambales Police Provincial Office as Chief Clerk of Provincial Intelligence Unit. To continue the discussion, the act of gender-based sexual harassment in public spaces, we have at catcalling. Let's look at the specific acts. First, we have catcalling or unwanted remarks. This includes wolf whistling, malicious comments, or unwanted invitations. Remember, catcalling is not a compliment. It is street harassment. So next slide. We have the sexist remarks. Sexist remarks. Next are sexist remarks. These are statements based on prejudice or stereotyping against a specific gender, which are frequently directed at women. Next slide is homophobic remarks. We also have homophobic remarks. This express fear, hatred, or aversion toward person based on their sexual orientation, gender identity, or expression. We have also the misogynistic remarks. Misogynistic remarks go a step further by expressing hatred toward women or perpetuating the belief that men are inherently superior. We have also the transphobic remarks. Similarly, transphobic remarks are acts of hatred or aversion directed at individuals whose gender identity or expression does not conform with their sex assigned at birth. Next is the persistent comments request. The law also prohibits persistent, uninvited comments or gesture regarding a person's appearance, as well as relentless requests for personal details, like asking for a phone number when the person has already said no. Next slide is the physical harassment. Finally, the law covers physical actions. This includes public masturbation, flashing, grouping, making nude gestures, and other similar offensive sexual actions. So, these penalties vary according to the act of gender basis sexual harassment committed and how often a person was convicted for violating the law. The first offense have 12 hours community service, which inclusive of gender sensitivity training, and the fine of 1,000 pesos.
Second offense, imprisonment of 6 to 10 days or 3,000 pesos fine.
And last, the third offense, imprisonment of 11 to 30 days and a fine of 10,000 pesos.
Demonstrated here the penalty of GBSH. The first offense or of 12 hours community service inclusive of GST and 10,000 pesos fine. The second offense, imprisonment of 11 to 30 days or 15,000 pesos fine.
The third offense, imprisonment of 1 month and 1 day to 9 months and a fine of 20,000 pesos.
Where can victims of GBSH in the street and public spaces seek assistance? Number 1 is the local government unit via local anti-sexual harassment or ASH hotline. Nearest police precinct through their women and children protection desk. Local social welfare and development office. Public Attorney's Office, subject to PAUS, persons qualified for legal assistance procedure. On the street roads, alleyways, parks, the local traffic enforcer. Public utility vehicles by a driver or operator of public utility vehicle, local traffic enforcer or LTO, LTFRB. Close proximity to the LGU hall, as desk officer of the LGU, provincial, municipal, city, or barangay. Malls, bars, public establishment, ASH officer designated by operator of establishment or security officers.
Next slide. The gender-based online sexual harassment, for example, it can be laptop, mobile phones that can create sexual harassment.
Ayun po yung mga example. Yung i-message ka ng sarap mo be, PM kita, na hindi naman kayo magkakilala. Ano ba? Ito, yung kita ko picture mo, sexy mo. Tapos ano ba to?
Send nudes.
O send moods ka naman, gano'n. Pero hindi niya naman kilala tong tao na to. Yung mga pagsisipol, yung pagtatawag sa'yo ng hi sexy na hindi mo rin kakilala yung tao, yung pag-stalk sa'yo na nakaka-intimidate or nakakatakot sa part mo.
So that gesture on online or social media is a form of sexual harassment. So next slide. Gender-based online sexual harassment includes acts that use information and communication technology in terrorizing and intimidating victims through one is a threat, physical, psychological, and emotional, unwanted sexual, misogynistic, transphobic, homophobic, and sexist remarks and comments online, whether publicly or through direct and private messages, just like what I mentioned earlier. So, invasion of victims, privacy through cyber stalking and incessant messaging, uploading and sharing without the consent of the victim, form of media that contains photos, videos, voice, video with sexual content. Any unauthorized recording and sharing of any the victim's photos, videos, or any information online. We have also impersonating identities of victims online or posting lies about victims to harm their reputation, or filing false abuse reports to online platforms to silence victims.
Ito po yung mga sample ng mga picture na kinuha sa account mo na pinagkalat sa social media na wala naman, na hindi mo naman alam.
So these are example of text messages or sexual harassment for using cell phones or in online or social media.
What are the penalties for online gender-based sexual harassment? The penalty of online GBSH violation is prison correctional limits, medium period, imprisonment of 6 months and 1 day to 2 years and 4 months, or a fine of not less than 100,000 pesos, but not more than 500,000 pesos, or both at the discretion of the court. If the perpetrator is a juridical person, its license or franchise shall be automatically deemed revoked, and the persons liable shall be the officers thereof, including the editor or reporter in the case of print media and the station manager, editor and broadcaster in the case of broadcast media. An alien or foreigner who commits gender-based online sexual harassment shall be subjected to deportation proceedings after serving sentence and payment of fines. The victim can file a complaint directly with the National Bureau of Investigation through its Cybercrime Division, the Philippine National Police Anti-Crime Group, or the Office of the Cybercrime of the Department of Justice. Practical tips in saving digital evidence and online record. Take note of the Uniform Source Locator or URL, or the web address of the website or social media account of the perpetrator. Make a printout of the content being complained of by opening a browser, Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, etc. on a laptop or desktop, going to the pertinent account or page, and print the said web page. Contact authorities via PNP's Anti-Cybercrime Group, e-complaint desk at least ito po itong nakikita nyo, ito po yung kukontakin ninyo, ito, or through their complaint action centers.
Gender-based sexual harassment in the workplace includes the following: A. An act of series of acts involving any unwelcome sexual advances, requests or demand for sexual favors, or any act of sexual nature, whether done verbally, physically, or through the use of technology, such as text messages, or electronic mail, or through any other form of information and communication systems that has or could have a detrimental effect on the condition of an individual's employment or education, job performance, or opportunities. Letter B, a conduct of sexual nature and other conduct based on sex affecting the dignity of a person, which is unwelcome, unreasonable, and offensive to the recipient, whether done verbally, physically, or through the use of technology, such as text messaging or electronic mail, or through any other forms of information and communication systems. The next. Letter C, a conduct that is unwelcome and pervasive and creates an intimidating, hostile, or humiliating environment for the recipient. Workplaces includes all sites, locations, spaces where work is being undertaken by an employee within or outside the premises of the usual place of business of the employer. So, from that lecture, having a space to imagine and dream and invent yourself is the first step to being happy and successful, whatever road you choose to pursue. By Ashley Bryan. So, is there any other question?
May tanong po ba kayo? Kung wala na po kayong tanong,
There's no question. Thank you and good day.
Thank you.